Hey guys, Chris Parks here with Eddie, and he is a veteran and he's going to share with us some great stuff. But first of all, Eddie, tell me about you. I know you were in the Army, right?
Yes, I was in the Army for 28 years.
28 years.
Yes.
Holy cow. You still
uh,
almost have the same haircut.
I like it, so I'm going to keep it. Why fixing it if it's not broken, right?
Yeah, that's great. So now this is a Memorial Month with Memorial Day weekend coming up. Everybody celebrates that as a day off, but we really want to celebrate the veterans behind this.
Correct.
So tell me about veterans loans and the impact that veterans loans have made in your family.
All right, the veteran loan is a very nice loan that veterans have. So I use my veteran loan multiple times during my career and after retirement. One thing that I advise veterans out there is if you don't have at least 10% of disability, do not go that route. However, you need to make sure that you have enough funding to do your conventional loan because the veteran loan is not free. Nothing is free, not even death. We
Yeah.
still got to pay for that one.
Hmm.
So if you don't have that 10% disability, hold on, check with your loan officers, just like you do,
Hmm.
and we have spoke these in the past,
Hmm.
which loan will benefit you more, FHA, conventional, or your veteran loan? Because that veteran loan is not free.
Yeah, the great thing about the veteran loan is, especially your first time when you don't have a lot of cash, it does set you up for success when you're buying your
Yes,
first home. But you are right; it is worth your time to get yourself into a position where you're checking multiple streams, including the conventional loans, so you can make sure that you're set up for success with that. Hmm. So, what has been the biggest idiosyncrasy that you found with veterans loans?
so first thing is you're gonna get a good, reliable, and affordable house. One, um, you're gonna have the best interest out there, and for a loan officer, is the highest paid loan out there for you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, it is, but we
Uh,
don't want to look at it that way. We want to look at this as serving, and so if it benefits you, that's where it's important.
yes,
It is higher paying to the loan officers, but we want to make sure it's a benefit. At least good, solid loan officers do.
correct, correct. So my advice is if you are getting ready to either purchase a property that you're going to be in a small town and you're going to be there just for 3 to 4 years, instead of taking all that BAH money, basic housing allowance money, and just throwing it to the side and giving it back to someone else that you rent in the house, try to invest that on you because that's what I did multiple times. I bought my own house. I had it there. When it's time for me to PCS, PCS is permanent change station. What I did was I put the property on the market, sold it, make some profit, and move on to my next duty station. So that is the benefit on that one.
That's a fantastic tool, I do have to say, because it helps you build some equity when many times you would just be losing that to rent if you didn't do it that way.
Correct.
And so a lot of people don't know this, but you can reuse the VA loan over and over again. Have you done that before?
Yes, I did. The first time I used it, it was when I was stationed in Fort Knox, Kentucky. The second one time I used it is when I was stationed my beloved Puerto Rico.
Puerto
So I
Rico.
had the
Okay.
chance to be stationed in Puerto Rico. Then I used it again when I was stationed in New Jersey, and then I have used it twice here in Richmond, Virginia.
Wow, that's fantastic. And the great thing about that is if you do pay it back, actually you get to restore your entitlement and use it all over again.
Correct.
But there is for a lot of people, and a lot of people don't know this, is there is what's called secondary entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
Secondary entitlement, have you used that before?
No, I haven't had the opportunity to it.
Okay, so let's talk about secondary entitlement because this is fantastic for those of you who may or may not know this. Let's say you bought, a lot of people do this, believe it or not, with the
Yes.
VA loan, you can actually buy a duplex, triplex, or quad. And some people use this as an investment strategy. They'll move into the duplex, triplex, quad because you have to live in one of them. And then at that point in time, when it's time for them to do their permanent reassignment, like what you mentioned, is they'll keep that home, continue to rent it out, and they'll use the next piece on the next house that they move into. Now it's only secondary, so that means that whatever entitlements left over after the first one can be reused on the second one. So that may not necessarily be 100% financing like the traditional VA loan, but it certainly does set you up for success in being able to have two homes.
Correct. Correct. We, that we mainly drive our business to relocating military families when they come to serve here in the Richmond area.
Okay.
So currently we have two families that we are relocating. One is coming from Louisiana. They're keeping their property back in Louisiana, and they have enough funding to buy the second property here in Richmond. The other one is they're selling their property back in Florida. They're getting ready to purchase one property here, and they're going to have enough capital left so they can purchase a summer home in Virginia Beach.
Nice.
So
That's a
good.
fantastic way to go for that.
Yes.
That's it. So there are some strategies where you can use the VA loan to help you build wealth as you're going along the process too. Now you mentioned 10% disability with that, and just so the people know that are going to be tuning into this, what that means is in essence you don't have to pay the funding fee. You get an eligibility waiver on the funding fee, which is a pretty big number. I mean, you know how much that is.
Yes. So you want me to say the number, or
Well,
or you want me to?
go ahead. I mean, why not?
Well, the first time that you use it,
It's lower. Yeah.
we pay 3%. Is it?
They lowered it to 2.15. Yeah.
2.5, and then the second time it goes
3.3.
all the way up to 3.3% off the loan of the property. So you could do the calculation if you're looking for your home, and then with those numbers, the 2.5 and the 3.3, and then you can figure out how much is going to be your funding fee. If you have that 10% disability, is waived completely. Another thing is, once you get into retirement, that you're moving forward to retirement, and you have that 100% disability, right? As soon as you get that letter, run into the county office so they could grant you your tax-free because you don't pay property taxes, and then from there, get in contact with your loan officer so they could take those taxes away from your payment.
Oh, that's a great tip. So these are some great pieces of information. We're going to close up right now. So Eddie is with Home for Life Realty. He is serving the Richmond, Virginia, and the metro area around here. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yes, so I'm the chief operation at Home for Life Realty. We are very small. It's family owned, 100%. Also 100% veteran owned and 100% veteran employees. So what we gather around is we try to help our veteran community or active duty service members relocate from the East Coast to the West Coast, from the North to the South, also trying to help resizing, not downsizing, resizing veterans when they're getting ready to retire. And also, I'm from Puerto Rico, and my cousin Angel is from Puerto Rico, so we like to help also our primary home buyer Hispanic community.
So that's a fantastic thing, and this is a really good thing too, because you guys provide sometimes the assistance for people who are trying to get out of the military and integrate into social, into the civilian life. You give them the opportunity to kind of come along and shadow you guys sometimes so they can understand what's happening in the market and maybe decide or at least look at the possibility of working in real estate. Is that right?
Yes. So we have a small program that we call it Transition to Success. So what we do is we don't look for quantity, we look for quality. So we sponsor 4 veterans or service members that are getting ready to get out of the Army or the Navy, the Marines, etc. And we help them transition from the boots to the civilian life, and helping along with an internship program that we have developed 120 days just to help you understand how the real estate business works. It is a lot easier for militaries to transition from the military into real estate because it is a high up tempo, short suspenses, and we are used to that. So we also need to put in place a critical, analytical, and creative thinking minds all the time because we get challenged day to day with some good clients
And
out
this is
there.
a fantastic service. I do have to let you know, I've seen many people actually take advantage of something like this. And I've seen people come out and be extremely successful in their private lives.
Correct.
When they come out into civilian and are able to build the wealth that maybe the military wasn't able to give you at that point in time, because you have the drive, you do have the hard work ethic, and you're able to get out and connect with the company and the people and actually make it happen. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're so excited to have you.
Anytime, man.
And this is Veterans Month, Memorial. Memorial Day is coming around, and we just want to thank all of you for your service. And by all means, work with a veteran if you can.
Thank you
Thanks so
for
much. All right.
Thanks.